This is 2 hour reviews. I set a 2-hour alarm, play the game, the alarm sounds, Alt F4, review, keep or refund. In this scenario, as it's a playtest, I will not make the decision yet, but please come back to the channel on the 13th of August to see the outcome. Now this playtest is special. Us PC players are actually going to be allowed to kick the console players' asses and on a new map too. I enjoyed the previous map, Than Hoa Bridge, which felt like Operation Hastings in Battlefield Vietnam, and I got some good hours into it too. Dak To Airfield reminds me of Siege of Kazan. I left very excited for the game as it was meant to be released 3 weeks after the first major playtest, and it obviously had been delayed to the 13th of August, so they've given us another chance to try a new map, which is great. So let me know in the comments which map you preferred, Than Hoa Bridge or Dak To Airfield. I'm very interested to know why. So here's Dak To Airfield, one of 6 large-scale maps on release. So technically, we have now experienced a third of the initial game release. Let's go. As always, I start the game with something that blows stuff to shit. Tank or RPG, either way they are their own worst enemy and I have to accept that. As you can see, I don't mind sacrificing myself for the advancement of the team. Being in a helicopter is such a different perspective, so here's some of my top kills in the last 2 hours. When I'm downed, I want it to show how far a teammate is who will come pick me up. With no map or distance, it's an instant give up for me. I like how the squad marker flashes with the name and the mark. That's something that catches your eye quickly and you can make a decision based on knowing where your teammate is, rather than having a shouting match down the mic to find out where your teammate is. I also like if you're downed you can mark for teammates, that's pretty cool. I love how there's lots of dense greenery and forest for hiding in. I got spooked so hard when you hear the gunshots ricocheting around. One of the most iconic things about the Vietnam War was the boats, cruising around the delta, gunning stuff down on the shore. However, we encountered someone else like myself that wants to blow the stuff to shit. And here we are sinking to the bottom of the river. Looking at customization, I really want to see bouncing betties and things like spike pits. More of those evil NVA traps. How Let Loose has the ability to put all this stuff in. You also don't seem to be able to make minor adjustments to the vehicles or helis that will suit you yourself, but I'm not getting held up on that. So far, it seems to be one of those games aiming for quick leveling up of each role and more of a game for die-hard fans rather than grinders. I've always been obsessed with the Vietnam War. One of the best introductions to it was Battlefield Vietnam, which launched in 2004. Wow, I was young then and impressionable. I have even visited the Cu Chi tunnels just outside of Ho Chi Minh City, and I'm expecting the game in 2026 to have lots of content. I think we should critique How Let Loose Vietnam by Battlefield Vietnam standards. I'd even go to saying as Vietnam games so niche as Rise of Storm Vietnam and Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, because on that game you got to blow the shit out of buildings. Anyway, stay tuned, see you on the 13th of August.